Hello students. So today we are going to discuss about the excretory system. At first we will discuss about the excretory products, what are they, how are they classified, and what are the organisms according to the basis of the excretory products. So students, today we will discuss about excretion. So first of all we will discuss what is excretion. Now what is meant by excretion? We have learned that it is the removal of unwanted wastes, removal of wastes or removal of unwanted material. But very definitely, very specifically, excretion is the term which actually tells about the removal of metabolic wastes. That means that wastes which are generated in our body through some metabolic reactions. So excretion is the removal of metabolic wastes. That means the waste which are generated in our body through some metabolic reaction. When we are releasing or removing or eliminating those wastes, then it is only termed as excretion. Now, what are the types of excretory products? We can categorize excretory products into two different patterns. One is containing no nitrogen, those are the non-nitrogenous excretory product, and other is the containing nitrogen, that is the nitrogenous excretory products. Now non-nitrogenous waste products, we know that carbon dioxide which is released during respiration or breathing, clear, we eliminate it. Clear, the ions, water, the various ions like sodium, potassium, chlorine, water, then like certain vitamins, hormones which are excess, which because we know that vitamins, hormones are actually used in a very specific amount, excess is released. So that those are all the non-nitrogenous wastes, and the nitrogenous wastes are ammonia. This is the basic nitrogenous waste which is derived from the proteins, clear, and then urea, uric acid, guanine, hippuric acid, creatine, creatinine, all these are the nitrogenous wastes. Now then another term we are already acquainted with is aeration. Then what is aeration or defecation? Aeration or defecation is the term which is used to remove the undigested material. So since it is undigested, it's whatever, suppose we are taking something, it is not digested or it's not required by our body. So that when we are removing it, that is called aeration. It is not excretion. Clear, as because it is not metabolically generated in our body. So it is not excretion. It is only the excess material or undigested material which we are going to release from our body. Clear? So these facial matters, all these are the aeration. Now, according to the nitrogenous wastes, clear, we can divide the organism into various types. So let us see how the nitrogenous wastes are generated. First of all, the proteins, nucleic acids, all the nitrogen containing compounds. So proteins especially, they are broken down into amino acids. Clear? And then finally, after whatever the amino acids are used, then these excess amino acids, clear, all these are broken down by ornithine cycle which occurs in the liver. In the liver, these amino acids are broken down by ornithine cycle into urea. Into ammonia. So in liver, through ornithine cycle, these amino acids are broken down into ammonia. But ammonia is highly toxic. Clear? So in liver, what happens? In liver, the amino acids, excess amino acids, after the digestion of protein, whatever the excess amino acids is there, these are broken down by ornithine cycle into ammonia, NH3. Clear? This ammonia is highly toxic. We cannot retain this ammonia for a particular time period. So whatever the ammonia is there, it is either converted to urea or to uric acid. In our case, in certain cases, this ammonia is excreted as such. So at first, the amino acids are broken down into ammonia. In the where it is broken down? It is broken down in the liver. And what is the particular cycle which breaks down amino acids to ammonia? It is the ornithine cycle. Clear? Now the product is the ammonia, NH3. So basically, when amino acids is broken down, clear, or metabolically broken down, it is the ammonia. This ammonia, why it is not retained for a long period in our body? Because it is highly toxic. Clear? We cannot retain it. So it is either converted to urea or converted to uric acid in certain organisms. But in certain organisms, especially in the aquatic organisms, clear, this ammonia is retained as such and is eliminated. So according to the compounds which are eliminated due to excretion, organisms can be divided into three types. One is the organisms which are releasing ammonia as such, they are the ammonotelic. One which are releasing urea, they are ureotelic. And the other which are releasing uric acid, these are the uricotelic. So ammonotelic, ureotelic and uricotelic. These are the three types of organisms according to the nitrogenous waste they excrete out. So ammonia, it is the ammonotelic, you can see ureotelic and uricotelic. So first of all, if we go on for the ammonia, ammonotelic, they excrete out ammonia, ureotelic excrete out urea, uricotelic excrete out uric acid. Next, the ammonotelic, clear, these are highly toxic, clear, so is eliminated immediately. Urea is less toxic and uric acid is least toxic, clear. So it can be retained for a long time. Urea is less toxic, so it has to be eliminated, but you can retain for a certain period of time. But ammonia is highly toxic, so it can be released, clear, just after the formation. Now, ammonia is water soluble, so require huge amount of water. Clear, it is released along with a huge amount of water, it diffuses along with the water. And urea is also water soluble, partially water soluble, so it is also, this elimination of urea also requires water. But uricotelic, the uric acid, it does not require any water for its removal. Clear, it is released as dry pellets. So we can see ammonia is highly toxic, so it is diffuses, it is highly toxic, highly water soluble, so it is diffuses immediately out of the body through water, clear, and it is mainly the type of elimination which is we find in the aquatic organism. Ureotelic, it is also less toxic and partially soluble, so it is released or retained for a certain period of water, then it can be released, which we release as urine. And uricotelic, this is the least toxic and water does not require any water. It is released as dry pellets and can be retained for a certain period in the body. Now, where we find ammonia, ammonotelic, amoeba, clear, we find in the bony fishes, we find in the aquatic amphibians and reptiles. So all these are the ammonotelic. In ureotelic, we will find in the terrestrial organism, clear, in mammals, in terrestrial amphibians, clear, there we find the ureotelic. And uricotelic is mainly found in the birds. You can see the dry pellets which they releases. Birds, reptiles, we find the uricotelic organisms. So this is about the different types of organisms. So first of all, ammonotelic releases ammonia, which is highly toxic, highly water soluble, released immediately after the formation and is diffused out throughout the body and mainly through water. Clear? And is found mainly in the aquatic organism. This is the ureotelic organism. Urea is less toxic, water soluble. It requires elimination requires huge amount of water also, but can be retained for a particular period in the body. These are mainly found in the mammals, in the terrestrial amphibians, reptilians, and is excreted as urine. And this is the uricotelic, which is least toxic. Water is not at all required for its elimination. It is eliminated as dry pellet, can be retained for a long period in the body. Clear? And then can be released, and for not long period, but for definitely for a certain period in the body. And the birds and reptiles are the basic organisms which have this uricotelic, and which releases uric acid. Now next we will discuss about the excretory organs. Now main function of the excretory organ is obviously excretion, that is the elimination of the metabolic waste, and as well as osmoregulation, that is maintaining the fluid balance in our body. So excretion, that is the elimination of metabolic waste, and the osmoregulation, that is the maintenance of fluid balance. These are the two important vital functions of our excretory organs. Now what we will find? We find platyhelminthes. Their excretory organ is flame cells. Next, in the if we go on for the arthropods, we can find Malpighian tubules as the excretory organs. Clear? In crustaceans, we find green glands, clear, as the excretory organs. In the annelids, we find the nephridia, clear, as the excretory organ. And in vertebrates, we find the kidneys, a pair of kidneys as excretory organs. So these are the excretory organs which are found in various groups of animals.